Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to cover even more Explorer notes on Aberration. We're getting close, but we still have a bit left to go. And in this video, we're going to cover the notes located roughly here. Basically, the final ones that are located in the cave, and the remaining ones will be located on the surface. We're starting next to this charge node, which is next to this river. You can kind of see it down there. Here are the rough coordinates of the area, but if I just land next to this thing, here are the coordinates of the charge node. Should be pretty easy to find, I think. And the first three notes we're going to take kind of together because they are very close to one another. So from this charge node, if you look that direction, you can see there are some yellow crystals right there. And if I turn around, you can see there are no other directions with yellow crystals visible. So these should be easy enough to find. And if you go towards these, you see that there is that kind of rocky spike kind of pointing out away from the cliff. And if you just walk towards that, on the side of it, right here, on the right side of this little thing, we have Rockwell number 7 at 28.9 by 56.7. And then what you want to do is that you want to basically, from here, you want to just cross the river. Kind of annoying with all these trees, but you can see the river down below there. And if you just directly cross the river, and you land on the riverbank, we came from up there, you can see that there is this game trail path going up this way. Here's just the quick coordinates in case you got a little confused. Now the leaves stop rendering, so it's a bit easier to see where we came from. You see the spike there? We just went straight across the river and we ended up here. So it should be pretty easy to find as well. So once you land here, just follow this game trail. Again, you can kind of clearly see the game trail here because it's all barren, while on the sides we have grass and plants and rocks and stuff. So just walk up the game trail, and eventually you reach this clearing where you have the option between going right, which leads up to the redwoods, straight forward, or left. And left you see some yellow crystals, and that's where you want to go. So you want to go left this way. And once you reach the yellow crystals, we have done right now, you see it's next to this slightly elevated little rock we can't destroy. Just follow that alongside, and once we turn a little corner here, we have Helena Note number 9 at 31.2 by 56.2. Again, there are the yellow crystals. And then from here, you can walk back out on the trail, but you continue walking in that direction. So we came from over there. You just continue walking straight forward a little bit. And once you see it starts to go downwards towards the river again, if you look left and you look up on the other rock side there, you see there are some mushrooms on the top. And on the right, it's a metal platform far up. But this metal platform right here, see, is a Extinction Chronicle thing. This is number 6 at 29.4, 58.4. And then for the two next notes, we want to once again start here back at the charge node. So here are the chords once again. This time, however, you can look towards those yellow crystals right there. But you want to just turn right. You see a trio of mushrooms. And you want to go straight this way. I suppose an indicator you can use from here is that on the other side of the river, you see that there are some green or yellow crystals up there in the distance. You want to just try and walk straight towards those. So drop down this cliff like this. You can see the crystals still ahead of you, just above the head of my RG. You want to walk that way. And you'll once again come to a little bit of a drop. And you should land next to, or roughly, at least very close to this big-ass rock right here. And if you walk from this rock down to the river, you shouldn't really have a hard time spotting it. But we have another note, Helena Note number 8, at 27.8 by 54.3. And then from here, if you look across the river, you should see that there is a vine just over there. You can barely see it. It's on top, just above the head of the RG there, between those mushrooms. There's a vine running across. And you want to get to that vine. And once you get to the vine, you can kind of land up here. Instead of using the vine, up there, you want to just go under it. Just go under the vine, like this. And once you're standing here, you should see the Diana note. But yeah, so you just drop down, just walk below the vine. And once you get down here, this area, you should see the Diana note next to this rock. It is Diana log number 2 at 29.6 by 52.5. And then we want to once again start here at the charge node. One final time. Here are the coordinates. And this time you can look towards the crystals yet again. Turn right, just like before. This time, look up. You see there's a plateau running up there. So you want to just go straight up to that plateau from this charge node. And once we get to the top, you see that there is this rock kind of sticking out diagonally right here. This formation. And you want to get around that formation. So you want to go right of that. So just look at it. The charge node is behind us down there. Look at this rock and you want to go right. Technically you can go left as well, but I'm going to use right. Because once you get around here, you get a pretty good landmark. That'll tell you that you're in the right place. So if you turn right around this rock, we find a charge node. And then you want to just continue hugging this rock formation till you get underneath that biggest spike. And once you're underneath the big spike, look down between these two rocks. You have Rockwell number 3. 29.5 by 53.4. So for our next note, we want to move down river a little bit, and we want to start here. But in case you are watching the video in its entirety and you wonder where we are, our actual charge node is literally, it hasn't loaded in yet, but it is right there. Here's the river. And if you just follow the river a little bit, you end up here. There's a big metal structure on the left, and on the opposite side, there's a creek with a little waterfall. So it's a pretty distinctive area. And here are the chords, the map location, in case you're curious. And what you want to do is to follow that creek on the left side. Stay on the left side of the creek. Just follow it up a little bit until this little cliff ledge clears out so that you can go left. So once you can, go left. So here's just the creek right there. Go left this way. And once you get up here, if you look to your left, you should see some yellow crystals next to a bunch of mushrooms, so go to those. We're now essentially moving back towards the creek. But once you reach the crystals, if you look to your right, there are more yellow crystals. So as you can see, there's 2 clusters of yellow crystals here. And then if you look straight forward from that, it's a bit difficult to explain this one, and it's also annoying because that parasaur just knocked down the landmark. But if there is no parasaur, you should see a mushroom right where my RG's head is right now. But either way, in front of you, you should see a bunch of vegetation, rocks and trees and everything. Go that direction. That is southwest. And if you go this direction, among the rocks here, there's also a mushroom that's supposed to be right next to it. You find Helena Note number 3 at 25.7, 48.9. And then we're starting here again. We're actually going to use this point for the remaining of the notes, so get used to this place. We're starting here at the metal structure, and on the other side there's a creek. And this time, we want to follow that creek just like before, but we want to stay on the right side of the creek. Stay on the right side of the creek until the little edge cliff smooths out, and you can turn right. So about here. You can turn right, and you can walk this way. And as you can see in front of you, in the close area, there's a bunch of small rocks. There's also one big one right above my RG. There's a big rock right there. That's the one you want to go to. Because right next to it, we find Rockwell number 6 at 24.2 by 51.6. And then not a final time, a second to final time. We start here at the metal structure at these coordinates. So here's the metal structure, and here's the coordinates in map location. This time, once again, you want to follow the creek. Final time you want to follow it. Follow the creek all the way up. And once you kind of get the option between going right or left, this time you want to continue just following it upwards. And you should see that on the right side of the creek, there's a clear game trail that's formed here. The ground shines right there compared to the surroundings. So follow this game trail. And when you follow it, eventually on your right, you should come up to 2 redwood trees that are very close together and also very close to the game trail. These 2. And in between those, as you can see, so we are on the right side of the creek, and right of that, find Helena Note number 2 at 22.3 by 49.3. And then for the final note of the day, we want to start here at this metal structure again, at these coordinates. And this time, you want to look towards the river, but, okay, I'm going to try and get my RG to stop. So, look towards the little creek, and you see right of that, there's a few yellow crystals, and if you look up, you see the plateau up there. There's a bridge going across. You want to get up to that plateau. And once you get up on the plateau, you can see that, if I get a little bit higher, you can see that there is a charge node and a metal structure right there. But in front of that, there's a couple of rocks, fairly big ones, and they're basically the only rocks up on this section of the plateau right here. And it's this one on the left that's just kind of standing alone. This one. Where you find Rockwell number 2 at 22.4 by 52.1. And that's the final note of the day. So if you found this one helpful, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time with the final part of this series. So, see you then.